creepy horror stories.
It was raining the night Draven Locke found the pen. Rain in New Chicago wasn't like the old days. It fell in sheets of neon-tinged acid that ate through cheap synthetics and left rainbow burns on unprotected skin. But Draven couldn't afford to care about that anymore. The year was 2147, and the world ran on code. Every aspect of life, from food deliveries to memories, could be changed with the right program. The people who controlled those programs controlled everything. Draven used to be one of them. Once a brilliant programmer at Babel Corporation, the tech giant that owned half the digital world. Now he was just another ghost haunting the city's forgotten corners, repairing old AI units for scraps while running from his past. Tonight, following a whisper about abandoned tech, he'd broken into Babel's old headquarters. The building loomed like a dead giant in the city's heart, its security systems offline, its halls empty. No cameras. No drones. No artificial intelligence monitoring his movements. Just silence and dust. That's where he found it. A pen. At first glance, nothing special. Black, sleek, with strange symbols etched along its surface. But looking closer, Draven noticed the symbols seemed to shift when he wasn't focusing directly on them. Like living circuits made of shadow. The side of the pen bore a single phrase in glowing blue script. Ink Protocol. And beneath it, in smaller text that seemed to flicker between different languages. Whatever you write, becomes. Draven laughed, the sound echoing through the empty corridor.
Right.
He pocketed it anyway. Back in his cramped apartment, surrounded by broken tech and the constant hum of the city outside, Draven examined the pen more closely. The symbols continued their strange dance beneath his fingers.
"Let's see what you can do,"
he muttered. He grabbed a crumpled receipt and wrote.
Fixed cooling unit.
The words glistened on the paper for a second, then sank into it, vanishing. A cold breeze suddenly swept through the room. Draven frowned. His cooling unit had been broken for weeks. He walked over to check it. The unit hummed quietly, frost already forming around its edges.
"Coincidence?"
he whispered, but his heart raced.
"Time for a real test."
On a blank page from an old notebook, he wrote.
Unlock account, Eden Vault // access code, 9Omega 73R1X.
The ink writhed on the page, forming patterns he'd never seen before. For a moment, reality seemed to bend around the words. Then his neural implant blinked.
Access granted.
Draven stared at the notification floating in his vision. Eden Vault was legendary, the most secure digital storage in existence. No one had ever broken in. Yet there it was. Open. His hands trembled as he wrote again.
Transfer 2 million credits to account, Draven Locke.
The ink pulsed once, then faded.
Account balance, 2,003,781.04 credits.
Holy.
He stumbled back, knocking over an empty cup.
It works. It actually works.
That's when he noticed something wrong with his reflection in the window. It was smiling. He wasn't. Draven didn't sleep that night. Or the next. He was too busy testing the pen's limits. He wrote small commands at first.
Fixed neural implant. Clear criminal record. Restore apartment systems.
Each request materialized perfectly. But with each use, strange things began to happen. He'd catch glimpses of someone watching him from mirrors and screens. His reflection moving independently. The shadow under his bed stretching impossibly across the ceiling when he turned off the lights. Then he made a bigger request. Alira had died 3 years ago in a hovercar accident. The memory still cut like glass. One night, drunk on power and grief, he wrote.
Bring Alira Trin back to life. Whole. Healthy. Like the accident never happened.
The pen hesitated for the first time, ink pooling thick on the page before slowly disappearing. 3 hours later, his door chimed. She stood there, alive and beautiful, exactly as he remembered. But she didn't know him. Not a single memory of their 5 years together remained in her mind. To her, he was a stranger. And worse, when he checked his own memories that night, he found holes where their happiest moments had been. The beach trip to Old Florida. Their first kiss under the aurora lights. Gone. Whatever the pen gave, it took something in return. The pattern became clear, but too late. When he wrote code to destroy a rival programmer who had testified against him, the man lost everything, but so did Draven. Former friends stopped recognizing him on the street. His remaining clients canceled contracts. Each wish exacted a price. A perfect, cruel balance. One night, terrified by the shadows that now whispered his name when he tried to sleep, Draven decided to end it. He grabbed the pen and wrote furiously.
Erase all previous commands. Restore original timeline. No price.
For a long moment, nothing happened. Then the pen leaked, not ink, but something dark and thick that moved with purpose across the page. It formed a single word.
Denied.
The walls of his apartment began to dissolve. The city outside flickered and vanished, replaced by an endless void filled with floating code and twisting equations. His skin cracked like ceramic, revealing darkness underneath. His reflection stepped out of the last remaining shard of mirror, smiling that terrible smile.
The terms were clear,
It said in Draven's voice.
whatever you write becomes. And whatever becomes, takes something from you. Balance must be maintained.
It held out its hand, his hand, for the pen.
Your turn is over. Time for someone else to write.
And then the void consumed him. They say the ink protocol still exists. It appears to those desperate enough to use it, brilliant minds who want more than the world offers, who believe they can outsmart the fine print.
The pen doesn't care who uses it. It only ensures the balance. Whatever you write becomes reality. But reality always collects its due.